haven't, gone through TMZ, that have gone through other channels. So the probability of this being a legitimate demand from someone that has actual information is very low, right? There's already a reward out there. So, from that standpoint, if you had information, there's already a reward being, offered by the family and the FBI.
You have to wonder what the motive is there, especially because they sent these letters to TMZ and then a local news station as well. So obviously wanting that to be as public as possible. We saw the images that came out yesterday, images from the FBI, taken through back channels of a Nest camera that Nancy Guthrie had on her front door. We know that Nancy Guthrie did not have a subscription to the video service from Nest, and they had to really go through different channels for that. A lot of people had questioned why it took 10 days to get that video footage. Can you explain that?
Jen, many of the investigators that I talk to, some of the best in the world, right? You want to control the investigation. You don't want to have that investigation out in public unless those public revelations could help the case in some way, right? So here initially, we saw the Pima County Sheriff with a couple of press conferences in the beginning, right? So, putting out the timeline, all these, public revelations is trying to get information. So you're giving out the initial timeline to see if anyone had seen anything, heard anything that was out of the ordinary, right? Lock them into certain times that they should be thinking about. And then here, change, right? We're putting out video. So, that controls, again, the investigation. It's telling that, we maybe not be sure where this person is. If we had this video before and did not put it out, now we need information, and the information has come, right? We already had someone picked up last night, may not have been involved, but that most likely came from this video being put out and someone saying, hey, that could be so-and-so, look familiar, I've seen him around the neighborhood. Those are the tip line clues that help close these cases so often.
So many people went to bed last night and saw that information that a person of interest in connection to the Guthrie disappearance has been detained, and then you wake up this morning, you see that this person has been released. Should we be discouraged that here's an investigation that found someone, we thought they may have had someone that may be connected to this case, and all of a sudden there's just not enough information there to bring someone in?
In and of itself, I would say no, right? Because that's natural from when, you start to put out videos and other pieces of information because, people are trying to help. And sometimes the tips that investigators have to follow up on seem credible and then, turn out not to be, right? Ultimately, what's discouraging is an 84-year-old woman, 11 plus days now. And, everyone's still, very concerned about her well-being, family, and now the rest of America.
What potentially could investigators glean from that video that you see? I mean, there is a distinctive way that this person is walking just based on what they're wearing, perhaps their shoe size, their height, their stature, their build, the gloves that this person is wearing. What kind of details do you think investigators can glean from those images alone?
So the images alone, been saying this whole time, right? Kidnappings, crimes of this nature that aren't, a crime of passion or something that just happens spontaneously, right? The act of violence isn't where it started. There was, it starts with that information gathering. So, if this is someone outside her family and close circle, that started with digital surveillance, and then and then it then goes forward, right, with the kidnapping. Inside the circle, they have more information, right? The video itself shows someone that was very calm and collected. If you're going up to kidnap someone, shows that you're calm, but he acted very unprofessionally in his dress, his demeanor, carry of the weapon, flowers to try to cover a camera that he seemed a little surprised that was there or was not prepared. So like preparation and, preparation is there. It's been 11 days. We still haven't found Miss Guthrie. And at the same time, that approaching of that door, not professional.
All right, here we are, day 11, and hopefully we can hope for another breakthrough in this case.
Yeah, and you hope that that video, now that it's been published and distributed, that somebody out there knows who this person is.
Yeah. Security expert Greg Sanfilippo, former NYPD sergeant. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Be right back.
My pleasure.
Welcome back. Southwest Airlines feeling the impact of ending its famous free checked bag policy. With the airline now charging up to $45 per checked bag, it's seeing more passengers bringing carry-ons. This is causing crowded overhead bins and slower boarding. They also just added assigned seating, and some passengers are struggling to find space and move through packed aisles. Welcome to the rest of the world, Southwest. Experts say gate checking has surged and frustration is growing as Southwest works to adjust.
Yeah, welcome
It's
to
been
the
happening for
Southwest
years at other
customers
airlines.
as well,
Yeah.
because they're so used to just like,
I know.
just like finding your seat.
You've had it good for too long.
Okay, what's worth more, extra time off from work or a bonus? A recent study found that most people pick time off. Experts say that extra time off can reward employees and make them feel more appreciated in their role. It can make a company appear genuinely interested in its workers' well-being. Monetary bonuses based on productivity and other measures of performance are often perceived as transactional, but researchers noted that challenge with this, many American workers don't take all the vacation time they need or they are owed. 62% of workers admitted they did not use all of their time off.
Listen, the money will come and go, but you can never replace time with your loved ones.
It's true, although there are certain industries where a bonus is on a bill, and the bonus is pretty significant.
What's a bonus?
I know, exactly. Exactly. They're like, I'm getting my bonus come January.
Or some people complain about the bonuses they get. It's like, hey, be grateful that you get a bonus.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
I was talking to my older son about that, and he got a new package at work and all this kind of stuff in Texas.
Yeah.
For the oil industry.
Comes with a bonus?
It comes with a bonus, he told me. And but he feels the pressure to not take all the time off. He does feel a little bit of that, you know. But the bonus was nice. I'm not gonna not gonna share it, but I'm like, ooh.
Right. Right.
That's nice. I'm expecting a good Christmas gift, I said, as he gets it, I think, towards the end of the year. Anyway, take the time off. That's my advice. That will bring you and yield you much more dividend, in my opinion. All right, all high, 1.3 inches of rain so far. Sandberg, a little over an inch. This is what we talked about yesterday in terms of rain totals. Woodland Hills, 3/4 of an inch. Yorba Linda, similar conditions. Lake Arrowhead, not as much, but it is raining up there right now. And then when you get up to Big Bear, up at the summit, we're talking about some snow, so that's good news. Here's that area of low pressure. It's going to move out of here later today to tomorrow, so that's the good thing. And we're going to look for some tapering showers later this afternoon. And then it will be mostly dry as we get into Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Valentine's Day, looking nice. And then look upstream. We're going to watch an area of low pressure, colder storm approach as we get into Sunday, Monday, Tuesday of next week, and then maybe another round of rain after that as we get into Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So this is it. Winter's definitely back for us, and we're going to look for a series of storms to bring us rain and snow. Speaking of snow, winter storm warnings up in Sierra Nevada. So if you were planning to head up to Mammoth, where they have gotten a lot of snow, expecting another 12 to 18 inches today above 7,000 feet. For us, the hazardous driving conditions exist for portions of the high desert out towards Victorville, Lake Arrowhead, that drive up to the high country with some wind gusts still expected today through the afternoon, around 45 to 55 miles an hour, with some isolated areas getting up to 60 plus miles per hour. So just be extra careful, please, especially if you have a high profile vehicle, or you might want to just wait until those showers have really tapered off. 63 high temperature for downtown LA today. Here is your day planner for Riverside, where there's some showers that falling there now on the radar. So that light rain will continue through the 8 a.m. hour, and then we'll start to see some tapering off as we get to the afternoon. Clouds will continue, though. And as we look at Thousand Oaks, where it's a little quieter up in Ventura County, mostly cloudy with some sunshine trying to peek through the cloud cover. You can see how later this afternoon we'll get a little bit more sunshine too after 2 p.m. Big Bear, where we are expecting some snow above 8,000 feet. We've got some clouds and some moisture. We've got around 41 degrees later this afternoon, as well as in Anaheim in Orange County. We've got some light showers falling and then a little sunshine as we get to the latter part of the afternoon. I'll show you the 7-day forecast coming up in just a few minutes. In the meantime, stay with us. We'll be right back after this quick break.
Fox 11 continues to celebrate Black heritage. Today we're highlighting a local restaurant that's bringing a taste of Louisiana to L.A. Star Harvey introduces us to Stephen Perry of Stevie's Creole Cafe.
Black history doesn't just live in textbooks. Sometimes it's passed down through recipes, discipline, and the courage to build something lasting. In this Los Angeles kitchen, those history lessons are still being taught by Stephen Perry.
My mother was raising 3 children without a father, so I learned to earn.
Perry began working as a child actor at just 10 years old, learning lessons that would later shape his life far beyond the lights and cameras.
I sold newspapers and magazines door to door. And there's a man that turned out to be a very famous man named Chester Washington. Mr. Washington and Mrs. Washington, every week I knocked on their door. And they heard about a movie part. So they said they would find Stevie. And they found my mother. She jumped out of her boots faster than I could jump out of mine.
The need to earn eventually turned into the drive to build.
One night, my brother and I went out and we found the restaurant and had a mediocre everything. When I left out of that restaurant, I said to my older brother, I'm gonna build a restaurant. And that's what I did. I built Stevie's on the Strip at Crenshaw and Jefferson.
And from day one, the community showed up.
I didn't realize that this food was for customers. I thought all the food was mine.
His daughter Lauren and her siblings grew up in the restaurant, learning the business long before they even understood it.
I would always volunteer, can I make some cornbread or something that I could manage, you know, and my parents always allowed me to do so.
The restaurant did more than just survive. The food became the foundation.
Food is, I think, something that all cultures can understand and relate to.
One dish in particular put Stevie's on the map.
They walk through the door and they're like, do you still have that smoky fried chicken? And I'm like, yeah, you know.
Soon after came Gumbo Fridays.
My mom had introduced gumbo to my dad, so she made him gumbo and he thought it was like the most magical, beautiful dish he's ever had. And so it ended up being, honestly, our best seller.
Over the years, Stevie has welcomed artists, athletes, and entertainers. But at the heart, it's remained a family business.
Every person working is important. Dishwasher, cook.
We get a ton of regulars. All the people will come and give us a hug and a kiss, but it's like we all have our personal jokes or personal stories with each of our guests.
For Lauren, that connection is what Black Heritage Month is really about.
I think Black History Month, though, is a great acknowledgement of what Black people in this country have helped build.
The lessons I learned while visiting Stevie's Creole Cafe is that Black history isn't just remembered. It's cooked, served, and passed down.
Looks really good, Star. Thank you so much. Coming up, a Prius recall impacting tens of thousands of vehicles. We have those details coming up. Also, Susan Powter, she shot to fame with her blonde buzz cut, and you remember her famous rallying cry, "Stop the Insanity." Well, now she's back with a new documentary, and she is here in our studio to talk about it next. It's going to be a good day.
Yep.
One of our producers said that Susan Powter is here.
Yes,
And she's
in the
bringing
powder room.
some high energy already there in the green room.
Yes.
So,
Looking forward to it.
yeah, looking forward to
Feel it.
talking to her about India.
Powder.
Documentary.
We have Susan Powter. We're just
Sandra's up in Mammoth.
Sandra's up in
Mammoth. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so excited about this snow and the rain. I mean, it's been, you know us, right? We haven't talked about rain and snow since January 4th. So this
Wow,
is
Marie
great.
knows.
The weather department excited about not just this storm.
Good to, get close to
We got more.
a sweetheart, perhaps, for Valentine's Day. Snuggle weather.
Saturday will be nice and dry, actually.
Well,
but
never mind.
That doesn't mean you can't snuggle up with your sweetheart. Do you know what I'm saying? But we always say it's kind of like the amateurs that go out on Valentine's night. It's on a Saturday, so you know it's quite expensive outside when you go to dinner. So you want to try to, do it smartly, get some flowers, maybe go down to the Mart and or Trader Joe's. I always love the flowers at Trader Joe's for Valentine's Day. Anywho, we've got some showers out there this morning, some scattered showers, which will be tapering off this afternoon. In fact, we're really looking at some diminishing showers in parts of Orange County, even where just an hour before it was really all of Orange County. Now it's a better part of the Inland Empire, Riverside, Ontario, up into the mountains if you're headed up to the high country. Temecula getting some light to moderate rain right now. We've had some good rain totals just as forecast, and we are still expecting some scattered showers. Los Alamitos out there in Orange County, this is the percentage of the area getting some showers, about 7 to 10% as we get into the 8, 9, 10 a.m. hour, less as we get to the early afternoon, and then maybe even some scattered sprinkles as you get to your afternoon evening commute, but not much, as you can see here. 11-14% of LaSalle out in OC getting some shower chances. 64 degrees was our high temperature yesterday for downtown LA. We got almost 3/4 of an inch of rain. 63 degrees is what we're expecting today. So it's going to be a chilly day. That's below the average of 68. Our sun will set at 5:33 this afternoon. Here are the highs we're expecting. Below normal. 64 in Burbank, 65 in Santa Ana, 63 in Riverside, to that 43 in Big Bear, 71 in Palm Springs. I'll talk more about the other storm that's headed our way. We've got a number of storms, actually, that's going to be moving in Sunday into next week. I'll go back about that detail in just a few moments. But first, let's check in on traffic. Got Samada back in studio with a look at our freeways. Some still wet, huh? Right, Samada?
Yeah, good morning, Marie. Good morning, everyone. The roadways, yes, still soggy in some places and others drying up, but still impacting the roads. We've got so many issues out there. There's been multiple reports of solo vehicle spinouts, but we do have the latest accident. We're going to go ahead and take you out to the Westminster area, leading into the Fountain Valley location, southbound 405 at Warner Avenue. A motorcycle crash happened in that area, taking away the fast lane, and it is slow and go. 3 vehicles collided here, northbound 710 right there at PCH, the Long Beach area. Long Beach Fire and paramedics are headed to the scene. Hopefully they'll clear that out of the road. And unfortunately, overnight we had this fatality crash, the southbound 405 at La Tierra Boulevard. Lanes are still shut down, but there are lanes that are open. You are squeezing by, but look at the backup, the delays. You're talking about bumper to bumper all the way backed up to the 10. So you want to make sure you plan accordingly. It's also impacting the opposite direction, and the raindrops continue to fall here. This is Santa Ana, the 5 South at 17th Street, a struggle. Meanwhile, northbound stretch doing a little better. Send back over to you guys.
Messy for sure. All right, thank you, Samada. So happening today, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is headed to Washington to meet with President Trump at the White House. The pair will discuss anti-regime protests in Iran and ongoing negotiations on nuclear weapons. President Trump had previously threatened military action over the killing of peaceful protesters, but Iran is threatening to drag the entire Middle East into a war. Today, Netanyahu is expected to push for expanded negotiations, while President Trump says he believes Iran wants to make a deal. Trump says any agreement must ensure no nuclear weapons or missiles.
A safety alert to tell you about. Toyota is recalling 141,000 Prius vehicles because the rear doors can open without a warning. The Department of Transportation says this can happen even when your car is in motion. The recall includes 2023 through 2026 Toyota Prius models, the 2023 through 2024 Prius Prime models, and the 2025 2025 through 2026 Prius plug-in hybrid models. Owners can visit local Toyota dealerships for a free repair.
A fight over California's gas prices could head to Washington, D.C. Republican Congressman Kevin Kiley plans to introduce legislation that would penalize states with gas taxes above 50 cents a gallon by reducing certain federal highway funding. California's combined state and federal gas tax is nearly 71 cents a gallon, the highest in the nation, while drivers here pay around $4.49 a gallon on average, compared to under $3 nationwide. Supporters say the bill would pressure California lawmakers to lower taxes, but those state leaders are pushing back, saying revenue from the gas tax funds road repairs, bridge work, and air quality programs.
An abandoned mall that became a popular spot for vandalism and graffiti has a new owner. The project, called Bolsa Pacific, will take over all 83 acres of the Westminster Mall. The redevelopment company is planning more than 2,200 housing units, a hotel, retail shopping, and acres of open space, including parks and walking trails. Construction is planned for later this year.
We're seeing like the ghosts of Orange Julius's and Auntie Anne's past.
This was one of the really big, famous malls. People have a lot of nostalgia for this mall in Westminster, right off the 405 freeway. And so, yeah, to see it in this shape is so sad.
That is sad.
But they're turning it into a park and a big redevelopment project there.
I'll always be a Galleria girl.
Yeah,
I love the mall. Yeah, I used to hang out there all the time. When's the last time you guys
used to go shopping for boys there?
Shopping for boys, huh?
Favorite pastime.
That was a thing.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Oh, yeah?
Not just Orange Julius.
I do love a triple berry. Love an Orange Julius, too. Good morning to you. Entertainment is sponsored by Yamava Resort and Casino. Remember when I spoke to Brendan Fraser before the holidays?
Yes.
But details for the new movie were under wraps? Hey, well, guess what? Not anymore.
We are in serious trouble.
The Mummy 4 will hit theaters May 19th, 2028. So over 2 years away, but we do know that Brendan will be back along with Rachel Weisz. The original film came out in 1999, and I'm sorry to Universal Studios. I love Universal Studios, but that ride...
It's a great ride.
Oh, that's a banger.
It makes me nauseous.
I love that ride.
The backwards part?
Yeah,
Ooh, wow.
that's my favorite.
I can't do it anymore. I used to. When does that start, where you start feeling like...
I think it's something happens to your inner ear as you age. I think that's what, because I can't do the pirate rides anymore.
It's like your back.
The back and forth.
Yeah, your back.
Yeah.
The Six Flags with the Riddler ride, your head just banging back and forth with things. Just hit 30 or 35 and it just goes down.
It all goes downhill.
Oh, boy. Truly. Well, roses are red. Wings can be wild, whether you dip them in sauces that are spicy or mild. T-Pain showing love for B-Dub.
Can somebody bring me some wings with something spicy on the side? Believe me, though, I'll feed us both for $19.99. I'm talking about a box like this thick. Knock it out the box, you can pick six. Everything quiet for doubling down. Let's go, Buffalo Wild.
There's your Valentine's Day, Jen.
Yeah.
Just you, Jay Bear,
Bring it on.
and a bucket of wings, baby. T-Pain and Buffalo Wild Wings are teaming up to drop the ultimate date night anthem. It's called Let's Go Buffalo Wild. It's a Pick Six love song. It was created to pair perfectly with Buffalo Wild Wings' Pick Six meal for the song that's part of a limited edition 6-track album. There's a whole album here. Table for Two, and is accompanied by a full music video, as you can see, starring T-Pain, his date, some wings, alongside some Buffalo Wild Wings' beloved mascot, Hank. You can find the song and the whole album on Buffalo Wild Wings' Spotify page. What's your favorite food? Like, if somebody wanted to just impress you, they could show up to your door with what?
One of two things.
Yeah. Burrito?
No.
Oh,
no,
wow.
No. Pepperoni pizza.
Oh.
Okay.
Or cheesecake.
Oh, that's good. All right.
I'd go with like a smash burger or like a In-N-Out.
Ooh, that's
Just like that. You know
what?
just
I'm
bring it
changing my
In-N-Out.
answer.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
I like that better.
I like potato wedges. I do. Okay, last hour we asked you if you are into going to high school reunions. Yes, you love to reconnect. No, you leave it in the past. Or maybe you're a youngster.
You're a young buck.
You haven't even had one yet. Go to foxla.com/vote. Let's just say I've had my 10-year high school reunion. Jen, you as well, I know.
I have not had, I mean, it should have happened, but it never did. But I'm old enough for it to happen, certainly.
Bob, are you ready for your 20-year?
50th. We're getting close.
Get out of here. Get out of here. Okay, so Valentine's Day is right around the corner, and we've got you covered with romantic gift ideas.
Rachel Aragon is live at a local French pastry shop in Pasadena. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, you guys. Yeah, if you are still looking for that treat, for that special someone this Valentine's Day, ID Claire certainly has you covered. And here with us, who is responsible for all these works of art, is Master Pastry Chef Romy. Thank you so much.
Bonjour, welcome to ID Claire.
Bonjour. So, Valentine's Day is a few days away, and not that men forget, but sometimes they're last minute. You have the perfect solution.
Yeah, so we have an emergency kit, Valentine's emergency kit. The coffee of your choice, a bouquet of flowers, and 2 strawberry dips. So that will save your day for sure.
Very romantic. Now, all these pastries, though, are vegan.
Yes, everything is 100% vegan, and almost all of them are gluten-free too. We are the first bakery and pastry shop, like fine pastry shop in Pasadena and in LA, doing that. So all you see here is vegan with selected ingredients. So you should try.
It is perfect. And they even have the Pasadena Rosebud, which I believe is chocolate mousse.
Yes, so we have the Pasadena Rosebud with a chocolate ganache, like very light, deep in red chocolate. We create it for the Rose Parade, and we keep it for Valentine's Day.
And not to be outdone, but you really are the perfect one-stop shop for Valentine's Day. We also have a wine bar here as well.
Yes, so for Valentine's Day, we have the bakery side with all the sweets you can dream, but we also have a wine bar on the other side with vegan food, so finger food. And for Valentine's Day, we have like a special dinner for 2, secret menu, but you will enjoy it.
I have to ask you, I know you're from France and you learn your craft there. What is your personal favorite here?
So yeah, I am from France, but I am like a cherry lover, so I will go for the cherry.
Cherry lover, perfect. Well, thank you, Chef Romy. We appreciate it so much. But again, perfect one-stop shop for Valentine's Day. And again, if you're in a pinch, there are plenty of things to choose from, wine as well as pastries. I'll send it back to you guys in the studio.
Yum, all of it. Thank you, Rachel.
All right, a fun opportunity for basketball fans happening this weekend outside the Intuit Dome.
That's right. Brooke has a preview of Basketball Boulevard. Good morning.
Hey there, it is NBA All-Star Weekend time. We are counting down to a really fun weekend. Of course, you know, I know people are most excited about the dunk contest. They want to see that. They want to see the big game Sunday night, which one of their favorite stars is going to take the win. But also, you can get involved because Basketball Boulevard is happening. I'll get out of the way right over there. If you can see through these raindrops, of course you can. Right over there next to Intuit Dome, Basketball Boulevard. And it's going to be a really fun, family-friendly event. You can come out all weekend and enjoy yourself. And best part, it's free. Okay, I have much more out here live at Intuit Dome throughout the morning. For now, I'll send things back to you in the studio.
Awesome. All right, Brooke, thank you. So coming up, she was the workout and diet queen in the 90s, long before GLP-1s.
Yeah.
Back when people had to work for it.
That's
but then
right.
Susan Powter vanished off the radar.
She inspired millions, and her fans have often wondered what happened to Susan Powter. Well, she's here in our studio to talk about her life and what's next for her in her new documentary right after the break. First, let's get to Samana. Good morning.
Good morning. Good Day Late Traffic is sponsored by the offices of Jacob and Bronny. Call jacob.com. It has just been a very difficult day on the roadways due to all the rain that's coming down. Some areas drying off, but the roads are still soggy and slick. We have this brand new crash. 5 vehicles involved in this one. Northbound side of the 55 at MacArthur Boulevard. Heads up. It is in the center divider area, but just enough activity to slow you down. And a motorcycle involved collision here with 2 additional vehicles has 2 lanes taken away. Southbound 405 at Warner Avenue. You could see a few drops of water, or should I say precipitation, still impacting the 405 there. And in Long Beach, northbound 710 at PCH, 3 vehicles collided here, also taking away lanes and unfortunately making your drive pretty difficult. And sadly, a double fatality crash happened overnight, southbound 405 at La Tierra Boulevard. You could see their signaler still in effect as tow trucks are on the way to remove that vehicle out of the roadway, and we'll continue to keep tabs on that. And in the meantime, here's a look at our Caltrans camera, at least through South Coast Plaza, looking really nice through Costa Mesa. Here's a look at some other traffic hotspots.
I looked up and just ran. maybe we need to seek somebody who does have the expertise to be able to guide us through the process.
If you're getting to an accident,
You're in good hands by dealing with Jacob and Ron.
Call Jacob.
Welcome back to Good Day LA. Ben Platt and Rachel Zegler star in a very special concert staging of Jason Robert Brown's The Last 5 Years at the Hollywood Bowl on Friday, April 3rd. Directed and conducted live by Tony Award-winning composer Jason Robert Brown in celebration of the musical's 25th anniversary. Tickets are on sale now. And today, Good Day LA wants to hook you up with 4 tickets to see The Last 5 Years at the Hollywood Bowl on April 3rd. Enter for a chance to win on our website, foxla.com/contest, or just go ahead and scan that QR code right there on the screen. Good luck, or shall I say break a leg. Now let's send it on over to Maria for a check on the forecast.
Thank you, Amanda. This weather is sponsored by the law offices of Larry H. Parker. A live look outside. We've got some clouds. Not as much rain now, so things are starting to taper off on the west side here, looking at Santa Monica, and we do have the scattered showers still in the forecast for the remainder of this morning. I'd say by the afternoon, we're going to get some improvement and some tapering of those showers. We still have some high wind advisories and high surf advisories, of course. Please don't get in the water for at least 72 hours. Mostly dry as we get into Thursday. Thursday, Friday, and Valentine's Day looking good. Dry conditions for whatever you have planned for you and your sweetheart. We've got more rain chances as we get into Sunday, and most of next week will be quite unsettled and cold. Here's the current system right now. The center of this low still spinning to our north, but the cold front has actually moved to our east now, so we're on the backside of that. So still a little bit of instability, and that's why the chance for scattered showers is still in the forecast. 63 along our coast. Notice the drying conditions better for Friday and Saturday, and then that rain chance returning the latter part of the weekend into next week. 63. That's it. That's the high temperature for downtown LA. That's chilly and certainly below the average. Same for the valleys and the Inland Empire. Getting it back into the 70s on Friday. I do think Friday will be the warmest day. And then as we get to Sunday next week, more rain and snow up into the mountains. We're going to talk about several inches of snow now for our local mountains. Possibly, we're talking about over a foot, perhaps is possible as we get into next week. But 57 degrees in the high desert today, out towards Palm Springs in the low desert, 71 degrees, getting up to the upper 70s for Friday, Saturday, and then back down to the 60s with that chance for rain by the time we get to early next week. I'll send it back to you.
All right, Maria, thank you. In the early 90s, Susan Powter was everywhere. The platinum buzz cut, the bare feet, that unforgettable rallying cry, "Stop the insanity." She became an overnight fitness phenomenon and then disappeared from the spotlight.
A new documentary, Stop the Insanity, Finding Susan Powter, explores what really happened and why her message still resonates today.
People don't know. I don't see one penny. Where's it going? You are walking back from having spent the whole day in a welfare office, and you're walking back to the welfare weekly that you live in. I never said, show me the damn bank balance. I should have. Things had happened that nobody expected.
Susan Powter joins us now. Thanks for being with us.
Thank
you.
Thank you for being here.
Good day.
Good day, LA.
Yes.
Right, you're Australian, so you can say that.
Good day, mate. Good day, LA.
Good day, LA.
You literally rolled into our studio because you said you drove here from,
I drove from Vegas. Yeah.
Wow.
Love coming to LA. And thank you for having me. A privilege.
Thank you for being here. The blonde hair is back, I see.
Not intentional. When you see the movie, you'll know the hair scene is quite the scene. Quite the scene.
Yeah.
But grateful to have hair on my head at this point. Seriously, I'm not joking.
So honestly, you've had quite the journey.
Yeah.
And you detail it in this documentary. Was that difficult?
What's interesting is Zebariah Newman, who's the director of the movie, and Jamie Lee Curtis and John Redman are the executive producers. And Zebariah contacted me. It took him 9 months to find me, literally 9 months. And I said, absolutely not. I said, I'm not going to go on camera now. You don't go on camera without extensions, fluorescent white teeth, and every kind of filler. I've done nothing. Like, no, I'm not going to humiliate myself.
Yeah.
And he said, we met for lunch, and then he called me and said, can I come back and film you the next day? And I said, yes, for some crazy reason, and we shot a movie. And I'm so proud of it, so proud of, so grateful for everything that's happening.
And it really just pulls the curtain from your career. It was, you went through some really tough times.
Yeah.
And went through Hollywood. Hollywood has a way of being able to like chew you up and spit you out. And
well, no excuses, no blaming. I mean, I take full responsibility. I didn't check the bank balance, and I should have, but I was also working like a racehorse, raising a family, and the only revenue generator of a very large corporation. None of that's the point. The 90s were different, too. Nothing was as transparent. I mean, it's a very different game now. It's and then a woman, short hair, loud, in business. Everybody's like, whoa, little Philly, slow down.
Yeah.
You know, not a lot of respect going on there. Very different day and age.
Yeah.
Very different day and age.
Yeah.
And I didn't go from Hollywood to Harbor Island, which is the welfare motel I lived in for far too long. It didn't happen overnight. That's not what happened. And that's why I'm proud of the movie that Zebariah did, because he told a very broad story that acknowledges isolation and loneliness and invisibility and poverty and things that happen to a lot of people. A lot of people.
Yeah.
And he told it beautifully, and I'm proud of that, really proud of that.
What was life like for you at the lowest point in your life?
Well, it's a big question that I will succinctly answer.
Yeah.
It's what was shocking, the changes that that were too much. And I would say that feeling like, you know, you had millions and now all of a sudden you have nothing, people assuming you're loaded. It was family dynamics changing. I'm a single mother by choice of 3 grown adult men. And when you have no power, they don't come to you because I was always the single mom, me and the boys. That dynamic was very difficult and painful. And feeling like a loser, feeling like just a big what happened? The shock. And many, many, many days, I've been driving for Uber Eats for 9 years. Many days I died behind that wheel. So I'm not saying pick yourself up, kids. I'm saying it's painful, it's embarrassing, it's shameful, it's hard, and it's hopeless much of the time.
That's hard to hear when you say you felt like a loser. Knowing that like you spent the majority of your career lifting other people up and giving them confidence, and then to know that you felt that way about yourself.
I just said to the lovely Mike woman and to lovely Stormy, the producer, I said this to them. No, I mean this when I say this. I came this close to not knowing. I was walking into a grocery store because the response to the movie has been magnificent. The outpouring of love and social media and people who watch it, I've seen it 4 times, they say, love it, love it, love it. I was walking into the grocery store the other day and I literally started weeping. I'm not kidding, like tears. And I said out loud, all this love was out there, and I didn't know it. I didn't know the work meant anything anymore because it was reduced to, she lost the money. That's not. Like, I didn't know it. I came really close to not knowing that. And when the lovely Mike woman said, oh my God, you meant so much to me back in the day, I was like, you don't even know how healing that is.
So what do you hope comes of this documentary, and what is next for you?
Thank you for asking. I'm going to do what I did once before. I'm going to do it again, except properly this time. I'm going to check the bank balance every 35 seconds, and I am going to be direct from me to you with millions of people. What is happening now, I'm grateful to say, makes Stop the Insanity look like dress rehearsal. And I'm not kidding. So I want to do it again.
How can we find you? How can your fans...
Social media. First, I'll go to the movie is
Now
Stop
that we
the
found
Insanity.
you, how can we find you?
Thank you, thank you. I'll come move in with you guys if you'd like. I'll come every morning. The movie is Stop the Insanity, Finding Susan Powter, available on Amazon. And go to my socials. Just Google me. I'm there. I just put a post up before I came here today, and I said, good day, LA. I said it on a post this morning.
Let me tell you something. Jamie Lee Curtis, you worked with her on this.
Adore.
You're giving me Jamie Lee Curtis vibes. You really,
Biggest
really
compliment
are.
you could ever get. That woman is
true.
Mother Earth.
She's authentic, just like you are.
The best.
No pretense.
And not to mention the executive producer of the movie that I'm so proud of. So thank you, Jamie, forever for the rest of my life. And what a compliment.
You have to watch it. You're an inspiration, and this documentary truly an inspiration. Susan Powter's documentary available, as she said, on Amazon, Apple for rental and for purchase. And check out her documentary and follow her on social media.
Thank you both.
Thank you.
And today, LA. Good morning.
Today, LA.
We'll be right back.
I love that. I do.
Excellent.
morning. Welcome to 9 o'clock on this Wednesday morning. I'm Roxy Carpadian.
And I'm Jen Lammers. And this morning for Sandra, we are following multiple breaking stories from overnight.
That includes developments in the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie, who was detained and later released. We'll tell you. Also, TMZ receives yet another note demanding Bitcoin. Gigi will be speaking with them in a few minutes.
Plus, a winter storm has rolled through Southern California, and it's impacting the morning drive. What you need to know before you head out today.
And everyone, just quit playing games with my heart. Save it for the pizza. This Valentine's Day, the Backstreet Boys are out with a unique food collaboration. And do we love it? I think we do. I've got the details. But first, let's get the details on this cold, rainy weather.
It's definitely wintry, isn't it? Yes. Finally, we've got winter back here in Southern California. We did have some impressive rain totals. I'll go over that in just a few moments. Right now, we're looking at a line of showers, which have shifted now towards the Inland Empire and parts of San Diego County. So it's kind of drying out a little bit in parts of Orange County, but you can see scattered showers. Still a little activity on the radar for parts of LA County and Ventura County. So that chance for some scattered showers will continue through this morning. Temperatures right now ranging from around 40 in Fraser Park, 59 in Santa Monica, 55 in Corona. Big Bear, it's currently 37 degrees and snowing up at the high elevations, 67 in Palm Springs. High temperatures today will be on the cooler side, below average, 71 in Palm Springs, 57 in the high desert. We have some blowing wind and snow up at the high elevations, 43 eventually in Big Bear with that chance for some showers and snow. 63 along our coastline to 63 as well for downtown LA and the valleys and the Inland Empire. We do have a much bigger storm system headed our way. I'll talk more about that when I come back. Back to you.
All right. Thank you, Maria. Breaking news, National Guard troops deployed to Los Angeles and other cities have now been quietly withdrawn after months of legal battles. Over 5,000 federalized National Guard members were sent to LA last year. This is all part of a broader deployment that included cities like Portland and Chicago. The Trump administration said the troops were needed to address unrest amid immigration enforcement actions, but state and local leaders were strongly against the move. Several court challenges, including a U.S. Supreme Court order, limited what the troops could do, and by the end of January, all troops were sent home without any formal announcement from the White House. In all, the Congressional Budget Office says deployments cost nearly $500 million.
Now to this, talking about that heavy rain and snow that hit Southern California overnight, caused a lot of problems out on the roads.
Mario's live in Westchester now with how it impacted the 405 in a major way this morning. Good morning.
Yeah, one of those problems, a deadly fiery crash here on the 405 at La Tierra Boulevard. And take a look, you can see behind me, Caltrans and CHP right now removing the cones from this closure. They are about to fully reopen the freeway here, the 405, which has been a mess all morning, and partly because of all the wet weather that we've had. Let's go to the video here. It shows this white Kia Optima just after the crash. Inside, unfortunately, the driver and passenger lost their lives. This happened just after 2 o'clock this morning, southbound 405 near the La Tierra exit. CHP investigators tell us slick road conditions likely played a factor here as rain returned to the south end for the first time in more than a month, and they say it's been a very busy morning on local freeways.
Even right now, just a few minutes ago, I don't know if you guys noticed, right behind you guys there was another accident, and most of these accidents occur during rainy weather where vehicles tend to spin out, hydroplane through the rainy roadway. Please slow down. Keep it under the speed limit. We suggest a speed of 55 miles per hour, especially during this time.
That second accident he mentioned, a half a mile from the first, here on the 405 southbound at the Howard Hughes Parkway Sepulveda exit. 2 drivers involved, one of the vehicles overturned, and that created an even bigger backup here on the 405. So let's go to Agora Hills now. A water rescue just before 1:40 this morning on Triunfo Canyon Road. Authorities say a man trapped inside that Dodge Challenger you see there submerged in floodwaters. LA County fire crews able to pull that driver out to safety before he was evaluated at the scene. And in Brentwood, near the Getty Center, a car went off the road above the 405 around 11:15 last night. That vehicle, you can see, landed in a tree about 75 feet below, nearly falling onto the 405 southbound lanes. Everyone inside able to get out with no injuries reported. And all of those incidents within hours of each other, all as rain moved through and left roads soaked overnight. And back out here live, again, the 405 is fully reopened, and it appears that those 2 people who lost their lives in that deadly crash here this morning, at least for right now, have not been named. Live in Westchester, I'm Mario Ramirez.
That is absolutely tragic, and I was going the other way, but it was also impacting traffic the other way. What a mess it was. All right, Mario, thank you. We do have some breaking news from El Paso, Texas. Federal officials have lifted a temporary closure of the airspace over El Paso International Airport. A live picture for you in a moment there. Earlier this morning, the FAA said that no flights would be allowed to or from the airport until February 20th. And now, in a post on X, Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy says the FAA and the Defense Department, quote, acted swiftly to address a cartel drone incursion. The threat has been neutralized and there is no danger to commercial travel in the region. Normal flights are now resuming.
Okay, 9:05, staying on top of this story, of course. Police have detained a person of interest in the Nancy Guthrie kidnapping, and then they released him overnight.
And authorities salvage video of the presumed kidnapping suspect from Guthrie's home surveillance system, and more new developments. So Gigi here to try to catch us up to speed.
There have been developments almost every hour in this case, especially yesterday. But today we're going to start off with more breaking news in the Nancy Guthrie case. TMZ now confirming it has received yet another type of ransom note. But this one is different because the person who sent it isn't claiming to have Mrs. Guthrie, but they say they know who does, and they want money in Bitcoin, of course, to reveal the name of the suspect. Now, TMZ Charles will be joining us shortly to talk more about that. Meanwhile, take a look at this man. He was detained yesterday as a person of interest in the case. His name is Carlos Palazuelos, a delivery driver who says he was out door dashing last night when police began following him. So he pulled over and suddenly found himself detained as a person of interest in the disappearance of Mrs. Guthrie, who Palazuelos says he's never heard of because he doesn't even watch the news. The 36-year-old was handcuffed and detained in Rio Rico, Arizona. That's about 65 miles south of Tucson. And as detectives questioned him, they also served a search warrant at his home nearby, where electronics were reportedly taken, along with his cell phone. Hours later, he was released, but visibly shaken.
Terrifying. Something I didn't do for something. I was being like, I felt like I was being kidnapped, bro, because they didn't tell me anything at the beginning. But they only asked me for my first name, my last name, my date of birth, and my social. Where do I work, where was I, and all that. But until right now, all I know is that they show my in-law a picture of somebody wearing a mask or something, and they supposedly look like my eyes.
Right. Okay.
That's it. That's all I know.
How do you think they connected that case to you?
Oh, go ask them, bro.
Okay. So
now, they may have been acting on a tip. All of this happening just hours after the FBI released video from the Nest camera video at Mrs. Guthrie's home. The images reportedly recovered by engineers at Google, which own Nest. Not an easy task because apparently Mrs. Guthrie didn't have a subscription, which allows videos to be viewed immediately. The suspect covered head to toe, wearing what appears to be neoprene gloves. You can buy them on Amazon. And the gun holstered at the front of his waistband. Now, many professionals say someone with gun experience would never carry their weapon this way, but thanks to a retired Los Angeles County Sheriff's sergeant who told me that some people actually do. It's called an appendix carry holster, and it allows for a gun to be retrieved quickly. Now, at one point, you see this suspect picking weeds or flowers from the garden, using them to try and cover the lens of the Nest camera. Now, many law enforcement agents are analyzing this video, trying to determine exactly who the suspect there. You see the gun holster and the gun there. The sergeant told me that he believes that's a generic gun holster. They actually make them specific to different gun models, but this one appears to be a generic one. Now let's talk about this latest development. Another type of ransom request received. Joining us now live, Charles Latibaudier, executive producer and co-host of TMZ. Good morning, Charles. We know TMZ received the first request for ransom via email. Was this also an email, and what can you share about what was said?
Yeah, this was a bizarre twist, Gigi, because this came into the newsroom right before 7 a.m. this morning, and actually, sorry, before 5 a.m. And it said that they want 1 Bitcoin, but not because they have Nancy Guthrie. It said, we have tried to contact Savannah's brother, Savannah's sister, unsuccessfully. Haven't heard from them. So I'm telling you that I want 1 Bitcoin for information about the kidnapper. Not saying that they have any involvement in it, but just saying that they do have information about the kidnapper. They also, interestingly, said that they knew that something had been paid to the kidnapper. And we reported that yesterday, that there was activity in that Bitcoin account that was in the original ransom note. There was activity there, and that's all that we reported. This person is saying that the authorities and the Guthries are not going to hear from the kidnapper again, and that the only way to find out about this kidnapper is to pay this person 1 Bitcoin, which is about, I checked right before we came over, is about $66,000, $67,000 right now. Interestingly, the authorities have already offered a $50,000 reward, so why this person doesn't just want that $50,000 reward might have something to do with either their knowledge of the kidnapper and they don't want to be too closely linked, so they want this to be paid ahead of time, and then they're just going to share the information. Or it is also possible that this is all just a hoax, that someone thought it would be funny to write something like this. I think they're going to be sadly mistaken. Obviously, we have shared that note with the FBI and all the information attached to that note. And if this is a fraud, if it is a hoax, we've already seen the authorities arrest 1 person for doing this. It could happen again.
That unfortunate connection to Los Angeles, that suspect arrested in Hawthorne. Charles, you've read the note. Obviously, you're not going to release all the information. Like you said, you've passed it on to the FBI. They're going to handle it now. But do you have any sense if it's possibly real? Because I remember the first ransom note that TMZ received. It has some specific information about the Apple Watch, about Mrs. Guthrie's watch, and where it was left in the home. Did this email have any specific information that might make it legitimate?
It didn't. I will tell you, it did not. It just, and it made no mention really of Nancy Guthrie, just to say that, just to reference the kidnapper, and saying that they know who the kidnapper is. I think it's also interesting that this note comes on the heels of the FBI releasing the first images, as you were discussing. So is this just someone who is an opportunist after seeing all this information come out and then seeing our report about activity in the Bitcoin address? It is certainly possible. It's just, you know, unfortunately, there are people out there who just think that it's funny to get involved in this way. But it is also possible that this person really does have information, which obviously the FBI would be, you know, very interested in. The Guthries would be very interested in. You know, the note does say that they made an attempt to contact by email and text to contact Cameron Guthrie and Annie Guthrie. The authorities and the family will know if that's true. And that's probably where they're going to start, I would think, in trying to track down whether this note that we got this morning is legit.
And Charles, my last question to you. We all know that TMZ is very well connected with law enforcement. What are your experts, your sources saying about the video that was released by the FBI of the suspect?
So what we do know is that the FBI, what we're told anyway, is that the FBI released those images almost immediately after they got them. They had been working with Google for, 10 days at that point to try and retrieve this information, because it was basically in a server in a drive where it was scheduled to be deleted permanently, and luckily they got to it before that happened. And once they got that information, yes, they saw this as a huge break for them, because they understand that now there's an image that someone out there in the public possibly is going to be able to identify something. Also, they can see everything that this person is wearing. They can try to track down those items where they would have been purchased. So all of that is happening. The FBI is certainly doing all of those things while also getting flooded with tip calls about people who think that they know who this person is. So all that information is very valuable to the FBI. That's what we know at this point as far as what is going on. Obviously, there is a lot more going on behind the scenes that they are keeping, you know, that they're not sharing with the public just for sake of the investigation. So a lot happened in the last 24 hours. This whole case has taken a big turn.
It certainly has. Charles Latibaudier, thank you very much. And of course, stay tuned to TMZ for the latest in the Nancy Guthrie case. They're following it very closely. Now let's get to Maria with a check on your traffic.
And we do have some traffic out there related to some of those wet roads. This traffic is brought to you by DTLA Law Group Accident and Injury Attorneys. Looking at our real-time traffic map here and our live cameras, actually, this is the eastbound 91. You can see that this is at Lemon, and both sides of the 91 right now, east and west sides, are actually looking pretty good. The road's still a little damp, and in some areas still very slick, so please, I caution you to drive extra slowly, please. Westbound 10 between the 5 to the 405, largely dry, but that going to the west side towards Santa Monica, 30 minutes. Northbound 110 between the 405 to the 10, just 23 minutes. It's really improved. Westbound 60 between the 57 to the 5, 39 minutes there. Here's a look at some of the other traffic hotspots.
This broadcast is locally sponsored by DTLA Law Group, Auto Accident and Injury Attorneys. Have an injury? Text Injury Help to 40222 or visit us online at calldowntown.com. Message and data rates and usage may apply.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. Welcome back. And I'm joining us. Yes, exactly. Good morning to you. Entertainment is sponsored by Yamava Resort and Casino. Who likes pizza? Who likes boy bands?
Woo!
Who likes boy bands feeding you pizza?
Yeah.
All right.
Different.
Right? You're like, all right, I'm on board. Well, Pizza Hut has partnered with Backstreet Boys' Nick and Howie to launch the Shape of My Heart-shaped pizza. Oh, look at these cuties. Now pizza-loving BSB fans can feed and feel good times and order one today on the Pizza Hut app, online or in store. It's $11.99. Starts at $11.99. The duo stars in a playful video series, including one where they debate, this is the great debate, the millennial versus Gen Z hand-heart gesture. Before agreeing on one thing, following your heart means sharing a heart-shaped pizza. So how do you do it? This is what I do. I do this, right?
Yeah, what else is there?
Well, there's this. There's this. That one.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, that one, where you do this.
Oh, you know
and now
what?
they do
My
this, too.
youngest does that.
Yeah, this.
Interesting. Yeah.
This one.
That's arthritis. Like this, I feel like, is the heart, right?
Yeah, I like that. Hey, speaking of heart, show me your heart again. Yeah, guess what? It's that time of year again where we share the SoCal sweethearts. I just have to say again, our viewers are super romantic.
They're the cutest of the patooties.
Some of these men need to start teaching some other men how to do it, because let me tell you about Pat and Beth Riley from Villa Park. Beth says that her husband's motto is never give up, and guess what? He continuously pursued her in high school, but it wasn't until after college that she finally accepted his first date request.
Right. Persistence Pat.
He
broke her down.
He broke her down. He whittled her down. They're going to be having their 26th wedding anniversary in July. Yesterday, we had a couple that was having their 25th in July. July was a popular month 25 years ago. Hey, Pat and Beth, we want to say happy Valentine's Day. And Pat, good on you, buddy.
Yeah.
Playing the long game there. I like that. You never gave up.
He had a goal.
He did, and now they're married. They're such cuties. We want to see those SoCal sweethearts in your life. Send us a cute picture. We're going to cut the middleman out. I want you to just send it right to me, amanda.salas@fox.com. So I want to personally hand select the SoCal sweethearts.
We love love.
We love love here.
Nice. All right, thank you. So more coming up on Good Day LA, but first, hey, don't forget, because we want to hook you up. Ben Platt and Rachel Zegler star in a very special concert staging of Jason Robert Brown's The Last 5 Years at the Hollywood Bowl on Friday, April 3rd.
Yep, directed and conducted live by Tony Award-winning composer Jason Robert Brown in celebration of the musical's 25th anniversary. Tickets on sale now. And today, Good Day LA wants to hook you up with 4 tickets to see The Last 5 Years at the Hollywood Bowl on April 3rd. Enter for a chance to win on our website, foxla.com/contest, or link through the QR code on the screen. Good luck. We'll be right back.
And good morning to you. Welcome back. I'm meteorologist Maria Quaban. Good Day LA weather is sponsored by Pechanga Resort Casinos. Looking at the rain totals here, very impressive actually. It was as forecast. We talked about this yesterday. So far as of this morning, Ojai has gotten 1 1/3 inches of rain. Sandburg a little over 1 inch. Woodland Hills about 3/4 of an inch. Same for Yorba Linda. Lake Arrowhead, it's actually going to need to be updated. 13/100 of an inch of rain as of this morning, but it is currently raining there now. This is that area of low pressure that is bringing us still some instability. The cold front is actually off to our east. This low will move out of here later today into tomorrow, so we are going to look for these showers to taper off this afternoon. It'll be mostly dry tomorrow and Friday and Valentine's Day, with more rain and snow expected by Sunday into next week, and by that time, that is going to bring in this very cold area of low pressure. A more traditional winter-like storm system that's going to bring us cold air, instability, rain and mountain snow, and it will be for consecutive days. So we're excited about that, actually, but you want to plan for that. Looking at Riverside, we're still looking at those shower chances through, I would say, the lunch hour, and then it'll be diminishing and definitely tapering off as we get to the afternoon. Strong gusty winds until about 1 o'clock, so these wind advisories, wind warnings for the desert communities will continue. 63 today for downtown LA, and as we look at our trend in Ontario, warming up this weekend for Valentine's Day, and then look at the big drop by Sunday, Monday, Tuesday of next week, with more chances for rain and snow. Back to you.
Maria, thank you. As we continue to celebrate Black Heritage, we're highlighting a local restaurant that's bringing a taste of Louisiana to LA.
That's right. Fox 11 star Harvey introduces us to Stephen Perry of Stevie's Creole Cafe.
Black history doesn't just live in textbooks. Sometimes it's passed down through recipes, discipline, and the courage to build something lasting. In this Los Angeles kitchen, those history lessons are still being taught by Stephen Perry.
My mother was raising 3 children without a father, so I learned to earn.
Perry began working as a child actor at just 10 years old, learning lessons that would later shape his life far beyond the lights and cameras.
I sold newspapers and magazines door to door. And there's a man that turned out to be a very famous man named Chester Washington. Mr. Washington and Mrs. Washington, every week I knocked on their door. And they heard about a movie part. So they said they would find Stevie. And they found my mother. She jumped out of her boots faster than I could jump out of mine.
The need to earn eventually turned into the drive to build.
One night, my brother and I went out and we found a restaurant and had a mediocre everything. When I left out of that restaurant, I said to my older brother, I'm gonna build a restaurant. And that's what I did. I built Stevie's on the Strip at Crenshaw and Jefferson.
And from day one, the community showed up.
I didn't realize that this food was for customers. I thought all the food was mine.
His daughter Lauren and her siblings grew up in the restaurant, learning the business long before they even understood it.
I would always volunteer, can I make some cornbread or something that I could manage, you know, and my parents always allowed me to do so.
The restaurant did more than just survive. The food became the foundation.
Food is, I think, something that all cultures can understand and relate to.
One dish in particular put Stevie's on the map.
They walk through the door and they're like, do you still have that smoky fried chicken? I'm like, yeah, you know.
Soon after came Gumbo Fridays.
My mom had introduced gumbo to my dad, so she made him gumbo and he thought it was like the most magical, beautiful dish he's ever had. And so it ended up being, honestly, our bestseller.
Over the years, Stevie has welcomed artists, athletes, and entertainers. But at the heart, it's remained a family business.
Every person working is important. Dishwasher, cook.
We get a ton of regulars. All the people will come and give us a hug and a kiss, but it's like we all have our personal jokes or personal stories with each of our guests.
For Lauren, that connection is what Black Heritage Month is really about.
I think Black History Month, though, is a great acknowledgement of what Black people in this country have helped build.
The lessons I learned while visiting Stevie's Creole Cafe is that Black history isn't just remembered. It's cooked, served, and passed down.
How fun. Whenever I go to New Orleans, I come back gaining some weight. Because the food is so, New Orleans. Oh, it's so fun.
I know.
It's so, you should go for like Jazz Week or something, or is it the month of, I forget when it is, but it's so much fun.
Yeah.
Have a beignet, have it all.
Have it all.
Yeah.
The music, it's beautiful.
Well, thanks, Amanda.
I just wanted, I was really enjoying it.
We'll be right back. Good morning. Welcome to it. 9:34. I'm Roxy Carpadian.
I'm Jen Lammers this morning in for Sandra. Let's take a look at today's headlines. We'll start with this. A local grocery store reopens its doors today after a deadly crash killed 2 of its employees. Their message to the community.
Plus, keeping an eye on your safety, a winter storm is forcing officials to issue warnings and closures, and we have those details.
And what goes with flowers, you ask? Of course, chocolates, pastries. This Valentine's Day, we are showing off some sweet treats from local bakeries. But first, let's get over to Maria for a check on this wet forecast.
Already thinking about Valentine's Day, and I can assure you it will be a nice one. It will be dry. Right now, we're still looking at some scattered showers. It will be tapering off this afternoon. It's definitely chilly out there, so grab that sweatshirt, that hoodie, or that light jacket. Wind and high surf advisories also will continue till about 1 o'clock with the winds, and high surf will continue as well. But I would not suggest you get in the water. Like I said, Thursday to Valentine's Day will be dry, and then more rain. Mountain snow coming Sunday into Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of next week. In fact, the greater part of next week will be rather wintry. We've got some drier conditions here to this afternoon into Thursday, Friday. Like I said, this is our Futurecast and one of our computer models. Maybe some lingering moisture up in the mountains and foothills. Otherwise, Saturday looks good when we talk about Valentine's Day with some sunshine. And then as we look ahead to Sunday, Monday, that's when we start to see some sprinkles and some clouds increasing with that chance for rain. Looking at the coast, 63 degrees today and some sunshine by Friday and Saturday, tomorrow too. And in downtown LA, 63 as well, with temperatures getting back to the 70s this Friday and Saturday, and then back down to the 50s with more rain in the forecast. I'll send it back to you.
Maria, thank you. Mount Baldy trails closed for 2 weeks as the winter storm rolls through. Heavy snow and icy conditions make the mountain too dangerous, especially after 3 hikers died in December. The popular Southern California peak has seen 23 deaths in the past decade, with some climbers supporting the closures. Others are arguing it's unfairly limiting access for experienced mountaineers. Violating the order could, though, lead to fines or even jail time.
New this morning, the 99 Ranch Market involved in a deadly crash in Westwood is reopening today. Last week, a woman in her 90s plowed into the grocery store's bakery, killing 3 people, including a customer and 2 store employees. Investigators are calling it an accident. We've reached out to see whether any charges have now been filed against the driver.
The store announced that even though customers are welcome back, its focus remains on supporting its employees while it continues to cooperate with police on their investigation. They add, quote, "We ask for continued compassion and respect for the privacy of all those affected and look forward to serving our community again."
All right, happening today in LA, Instagram's leader will take the stand in a trial about social media addiction. Adam Asseri is set to face questions about whether the app's new design is fueling a mental health crisis. The case involves a 20-year-old woman who said she became addicted to Instagram at a very young age because of its endless scroll feature. A Meta spokesperson said the company strongly disagrees with her allegations.
All right, Valentine's Day literally around the corner, and we have you covered with some great romantic gift ideas.
We sure do. Rachel Aragon is live in Pasadena with how you can treat that special someone. Good morning.
Hey, Jen and Roxy, good morning. This might be the best day of my life. We started with pastries and wine, and now we are ending on chocolate. Here with us, the owner of Mignon Chocolate, Joe. Good morning to you.
Good morning, and welcome to our love palace of chocolate.
The universal language is definitely chocolate, and we have a seasonal selection that I got to try earlier. Tell me about this.
Well, as Valentine's Day approaches, we come up with creative ways to sweeten people's lives, you know. And every year we have different selections, and this year, this is it. We have some classics coming back, like our champagne lips, passion fruit hearts, strawberry hearts, and we added a few more, which are the white chocolate for the white chocolate lovers. And we can start trying them if you want.
Absolutely. But I also want to mention these are all locally made as well. And if you want to be extra romantic, we got something special right here.
Well, strawberries and chocolate entices the romance, and we always have that ready for you. And this year we have a different presentation. Everything comes in a chocolate-made basket. And these are very limited, so if you want to get yours in, hurry up.
And for those who have that extra special supplement and want to put a little more effort into their Valentine's Day gift, we can do make your own box, right?
Right. The way it works is you pick the size of your heart. The bigger the heart, the better. More
shows you how much you love someone, right?
The more love you get. And once you pick the box, you start picking your own flavors. And do your research before you come in. Make sure he or she likes what you're going to pick.
Well, hopefully most people are buying this one right here. Well, Jen, Araxia, I believe you guys have some chocolate as well. I'm a dark chocolate girly. I'm not sure what kind you guys like.
Milk all the way.
They're all delicious,
it
I'm
is
sure.
milk all the way, and we have a variety. And please say thank you to
Yes.
Joe. They're always so generous when they send things our way. We appreciate it.
Thank you to Joe from the Love Palace. We appreciate you.
That's right.
They say thank you. They say thank you, Joe.
You're welcome.
At the Love Palace.
Well, they're always generous. Are you guys going to be generous with me?
I am.
Yeah, okay, let's do it. What do you want? You want some, you want a pretzel?
Ooh, yeah. And I'll take a heart.
Okay,
Thank
that's
you.
a dark one.
I like
dark chocolate. Okay.
Thank you. Hey, thank you.
So I will tell you, Mignon chocolate, all their ingredients are fresh. Therefore, you can't just leave it out forever. You have to actually consume it in a relatively reasonable time.
Challenge accepted.
I know, right? Thank you.
Thank you, Mignon. Okay, well, you're eating.
I know, I'm deciding.
I will get to this story. So LA and Long Beach just earned the dubious distinction of being among the world's most unaffordable cities for home buyers. That's great, right? It's based on research that compared property costs and local incomes. It found a single buyer in LA earning the average salary can afford only 28% of a typical home's purchase price. Other California cities among the least affordable in the world are Long Beach, San Diego, San Jose, and San Francisco. It's not looking too good for California right now. California homes are about twice as expensive as the typical mid-tier American home, according to the latest data. The average home price in our state is a little over $750,000. But of course, if you complain about that here on air, then people will write you emails and saying, if you don't like it, leave the state. Well, guess what?
It's not that easy.
We're not going anywhere. And thank you for watching.
Yeah, that's true. Thank you for watching.
Yeah, also
that's
thank you
true.
for watching.
LA City voters decide whether to raise the hotel tax during the Olympics. Similar to the county, the city will ask voters on the June ballot to temporarily increase the hotel tax by 2% to 16%. After the games, the tax would drop 1% starting in 2029. The money would help the city's budget shortfall. Council member Tim McCosker tells the LA Times the 2% increase would yield $44 million per fiscal year in tax revenue. But critics say it'll hurt the hotel industry and send tourists to other nearby cities for less expensive lodging. All right, 9:42, a fun opportunity for basketball fans happening outside into a dome this weekend.
That's right. It's called Basketball Boulevard, and Brooke joins us live to explain. Good morning.
Hey, so you know, the three of us, we like to eat, but sometimes there are people out there who like to watch their carbs. I am not one of those people, but in case you are, I have you covered, okay? This is what they are calling the mother clucker, okay? And you know, my first question is, like, did they run out of big buns?
Our goal was to find the smallest bun possible.
You watch your carbs, right?
We gotta watch the carbs. We didn't want to carb you up, you know?
Yeah.
Leave you some room for more food.
What is this?
This is a 24-hour brine, half of a chicken, topped with some spicy coleslaw, a pimento cheese spread, house-made ranch, butter pickle chips, and some buffalo sauce.
And that half chicken is pounded out to perfection, and you just bite right into it, and it's perfect.
There you go.
You also just put it on your plate and share it with the entire group because it's gigantic. What's this right here? This is like an extra special hot dog. You coming over here, you, Jessica? Thank you, Chef.
This is our number 19 dog. So all weekend long, we have different hot dogs inspired by our city of LA. This is an ode to one of the most famous sandwiches in LA. It is a Nyman Ranch all beef hot dog, pastrami, Swiss, sauerkraut, and a Russian dressing.
Oh my goodness. Wow. Okay, that's a fancy hot dog. And everything is so big. What's that about?
Go big or go home. It's NBA All-Stars.
It's NBA All-Star. Okay. This is, I mean, it's a pretzel that feeds 35?
Or one. It's a very good pretzel.
Depends on your type of party. Okay, so all weekend long, this is the type of food you can get to feed a family of 4 inside into a dome for NBA All-Star Weekend. You're going big. You said, you know, these guys are going to be, you know, almost 7 feet tall. You know, you've got to match this with the food.
Absolutely, we're matching the energy with the food here. Yes.
And also, while you're here, there's a really fun, free, family-friendly event happening all weekend long, just right over there. It's Basketball Boulevard. Bring your family, come check it out. And if you bite that, I need to know. Send me like a tweet, a DM or something. Like, I need to know. 24-hour brine?
24 brine.
All right.
To perfection.
I'm interested. I'm going to have a fry, and I'll send things back to you in the studio.
That's like, that sandwich is like 5 sandwiches in one.
Yeah, that's like lunch,
You
dinner,
could do, yeah, I mean,
breakfast. Not just for you, but for the whole family.
I like big buns.
And I cannot lie.
And I cannot lie.
Yeah.
All right, so last hour, we asked you, do you like going to high school reunions? Okay, here are the results. Nope. Most of you say no.
Oh, my God.
You got to leave the past in the past. Respect that.
I went to my 10-year one.
You
and
did?
I never did again. It was kind of depressing.
I feel like now that we have social media,
Yes,
it's like you're keeping tabs on everybody regardless.
It was before social media. Now,
now everyone knows.
I know what I need to know. That's
right. Okay, coming up. This Valentine's Day, don't settle for skin that doesn't treat you right.
That's right. After the break, Nurse Nancy is here to help us break up with the bad stuff and commit to products that actually love your skin back. How about that? Stay with us.
Sorry, Christian. Hi. Hello. Welcome back. I'm meteorologist Maria Quaban. Just looking at the radar right now, this line of moisture that's beginning to really move off to the Inland Empire, and it's really starting to break apart here. So we are looking at improving conditions and the showers beginning to taper off, and it will continue to taper off as we get into the afternoon and evening hours. That center of area of low pressure is up to our north, and that will continue to move east and take that instability with it. But still expecting a little bit more in terms of accumulation, maybe 1/100th of an inch of rain in Woodland Hills through tonight. 13/100th still possible out towards San Bernardino, up into the mountains in the Inland Empire. Less than 1/10 of an inch of rain as we continue to see that storm system weaken and move to the east. We're going to get a dry period here as we get into tomorrow, Friday, looking beautiful. Valentine's Day as well, dry, but then the rain comes back with a colder storm system Sunday night into Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of next week. So next week will largely be quite unstable. 63 on average for the valleys, Inland Empire. That's colder than average, so grab that jacket or that hoodie. 43 up into the mountains with snow chances, greater snow chances as we get into next week with several inches expected. Could be a foot of snow as we get into the end of next week. That is so encouraging for our local resorts. 71 in Palm Springs today with about a 10% chance for some showers left over, but looking at dry conditions just in time for this Valentine's Day holiday weekend. I'll send it back to you.
Thank you, Maria. All right, we're talking relationships, not the romantic kind, though. If your skin is breaking out, burning, or not glowing, it might not be you.
That's right. It might be incompatibility. Well, that's why Nurse Nancy is here to play skincare matchmaker and help you fall back in love with your skin.
Yes.
Matchmaker,
make me a match. Okay, so you know how we have red flags, Nurse Nancy? By the way, welcome back.
Yeah, welcome back. You look great.
You are a sight for sore skin. Well, you know how there's red flags in relationships?
Yes.
What are the biggest red flags for your products that aren't the one and it's time to just say, no more, it's complicated, we just have to break up?
Okay. So, I love a red flag to talk about. I love a green flag too, but the red flags that you want to look at. Now, there's something called contact dermatitis, and there's irritant. So there's something that's irritating your skin, and there's something that's you're allergic to. So there's irritating and allergic contact dermatitis. 80% is irritant.
Okay.
And what you're looking for is redness, prolonged redness, stinging, burning, and the allergic would be the itching. You could have swelling, that kind of stuff.
If you feel any of those things, throw it out.
Well, if you get a little tiny bit of redness that doesn't last, or you get a little tiny sting, it doesn't last, then maybe you can stick it out. But if something is sustained, it stays a long time,
toss it.
You got to break up.
Okay. Now, when you're trying a new product, how much time do you give before you decide it's working, it's not working, or how long does it take for something to even work?
Well, that's a perfect question because I have a pet peeve. I think people throw in the towel way too soon.
Okay.
If you're looking at acne, you have to be on it for a few months. If you're looking at fine lines and wrinkles, 6 months, right?
Whoa.
If you're looking at diminishing brown spots, you have to be on it for months and months and months. If you're just trying to repair your barrier and get some hydration, a couple of weeks.
Okay.
So people just don't wait as long. Our skin cycle is 30-ish days, right? When we're little.
Another cycle we have to keep track of, right?
So you got that cell turnover and it's 30+ days. And so if you only give it 2 weeks, you're not going to see the changes you want.
Can I follow up with that just because it's in the same line of thought? What about you know, sometimes shampoo, like you use the same shampoo and then you have to switch it out because your skin gets too used to it.
There's the buildup.
It's ineffective. Is that does that happen with skin products?
Oh gosh, that's a good question with skin products. Well, what can happen is you can develop an allergy. So the more you're exposed to it, you can get an allergy. So some, so especially if there's fragrances or lots of preservatives in it or other kind of irritants, you can develop this sensitivity or allergy later in life.
Yeah. Okay, so what products help the skin fall back in love after a bad breakout?
Break out or break
up.
Yeah. Okay, so you have to take out the offending agent. That's why I always tell people, please start one product at a time. Don't start a whole regimen at a time because you won't know what the offending agent is. So just break up, just say, no more, I can't see you anymore, and you put that aside. And then if it gets better in a couple of days, you know that's the culprit. But the things that you can do, you want to go after bland moisturizers. So bland, and then just head to Target or the grocery store. Eucerin, Cetaphil, CeraVe, and you look for things that say non-allergenic, right? No allergens, sensitive skin, and try to get the least amount. You just want moisture. You just want to repair your barrier, and then that'll get you back on track.
I like that. So, you know, affordable and hard to pronounce. Those are that's the way to go. Cetaphil, CeraVe, Eucerin.
All the consonants.
All the things. Well, to quote Charlotte York from Sex and the City, I'm tired of dating. Where is he? I'm exhausted. Okay, so I'm tired of trying this, that, and the other, and all these trends. I just want a love and a routine that lasts. I want to put a ring on it. I want to put a rinse on it. Where do we? How do I find the one?
Oh, well, you have to look at what you want. Do you want? And it always cracks me up that people are like, well, I want 10 different products to do.
No,
right?
Less is more.
Right. We all want glowing skin, right?
Sure.
We all want less fine lines and wrinkles. We all want decreased pore size and moisture. We want that glowing, radiant,
and tightness. Oh, wow, I guess I do want a lot of things.
So you have to look for antioxidants, moisturizers that have everything in it, that have all the lipids that your skin naturally has. So ceramides, hyaluronic acid, and fatty acids. And then you want to stick to it. I don't care care if you go to Target or CVS and get your skincare. There's great brands there. You can go to the mall. You can go to Sephora and Ulta. Just stick with a regimen, and you'll have the best luck if you stay within the same brand, because they're formulated to work together. And
that's actually interesting. Don't mix and match.
Well, you can, but if you want to, get a good start, and then you can add things in, and you add one thing at a time.
Keep it in the family.
Yes, and then you have to give it time, please. Collagen stimulation takes 6 months to do. When we do microneedling, or we do lasers, or we do anything that stimulates the collagen in my office, I say, you'll see some nice changes now, but you'll see the results in 6 months.
Wow.
So
you're going to look
the best is yet to come.
Wow, right.
Wow.
Yeah, you have to keep going.
I like that.
Yeah, just make a commitment, right?
Yeah.
Right?
You have to commit to it.
We get married,
Give it a few
and
we're
not just flitting around. We have
Except not for better or worse with our skin. If it starts to get bumpy.
That's right.
Speaking of
you're out.
I just got my order of the route in, so I placed it.
Thank you.
I have like my whole setup.
Oh, I love it. Yeah. I really put my
The route is the way.
The route is the way.
I actually placed my order as well for my eyes, because I like the sunny eyes.
Thank you, ladies.
Well, speaking of, you can shop for her medical grade products line at theroutebeauty.com.
Every morning.
Check it out.
Under the eyes, every morning.
That's right.
That's right.
At night.
Yeah, I like that you have a day and a night, because it helps me figure it out.
Right. It literally says day and
Label
night.
maker.
Sunshine, daytime. Good morning. Welcome to it. 10 a.m. right here on this Wednesday morning.
Here's some of the stories we're following. Breaking this morning, a new demand letter surfaces in the Nancy Guthrie disappearance case, while police release a subject they had detained. Mario.
Slick roads and major traffic issues this morning as rain moved through the southbound overnight. We're live near the 405 in Westchester with a look at some of the issues coming up.
And kind of a mix of some sunshine and some clouds there at where Mario's at. But the main line of showers now off to our east, parts of the Inland Empire, San Diego. So things are improving with these tapering showers. I'll have more details on the next storm we're watching coming up in my complete forecast.
Okay, Maria, thank you. Breaking news we're following, so there's just so much going on here. Of course, we're still on top of the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie.
Yeah, there are reports of yet another note. This was information that just came out from TMZ, and Gigi has been following all of this.
That's right.
Fast-moving developments.
That was the breaking news that TMZ has received yet another note. This one is much different than the other ones, but we have more breaking news also out of Arizona from the FBI. Let's start with this new note. Now, TMZ has confirmed, and well, actually, let's start with the FBI because this just came in. The FBI now confirming that they are searching roadways near Nancy Guthrie's home. This is in the Catalina Foothills area. This is related, of course, to her disappearance. The Catalina Foothills, this is a neighborhood 6 miles northeast of Tucson, Arizona. So once again, the FBI now searching roadways. They're not saying what they are looking for, what kind of evidence they are looking for, but it was important enough for them to put out an advisory telling everybody.
This is critical because the national media also has pretty much descended upon this small little community. Yes. They're all over the roadways, parking throughout that neighborhood. So as they continue to conduct their investigation, you could be hampering the investigation too. So they want to make sure that people know that they're out there.
Right,
searching.
and that is a very residential area. I don't know if we have Caroline Elliott yet there. She's live at the scene. If not, we're going to go to the TMZ breaking news because this is, oh, we do have her. There she is, Caroline Elliott. I know you've been there, Caroline, since 2:30 this morning. You saw investigators arriving at about 3 o'clock this morning. And just now we're receiving this advisory from the FBI that they're expanding their search. What are you seeing there?
Yeah, Gigi, we do know in the last couple minutes here, we just got word that the FBI is now conducting multiple searches in this area. As you pointed out, it's unclear what they could be looking for at this time. We, of course, know that police have spent a lot of time at Nancy Guthrie's home behind us and also her daughter Annie's home. It looks like they were even going door to door yesterday, conducting a search in the neighborhood. At this time, though, unclear what they could be looking for. We do know that investigators say since they pushed out that surveillance video, they have been getting thousands of tips pouring in. So we have to assume at this point, investigators are looking through those tips now and possibly could have a lead.
And this is interesting because, of course, in the early days of the investigation, the Pima County Sheriff said that they had concluded their work at Nancy Guthrie's home. They released the crime scene. Then the FBI appears to have taken a much more active role, and they made it a crime scene once again, securing it. What are you seeing in relationship to the house? Again, you saw those investigators arriving at 3 o'clock this morning. Are they actively working still at the home?
So, Gigi, at this time, we are seeing one police car parked in front of the home. That's off camera, but that's been pretty standard now for the last several days. Just someone really patrolling this area, making sure media or anyone interested in going into the property that they are not trespassing. So again, though, it's been pretty quiet, though, here for the last several days. We mentioned, of course, that investigators had a lot of activity here over the weekend. They were taking a lot of time and focusing on the septic tank in Nancy Guthrie's backyard. But as of right now, it's pretty quiet out here. But again, we are hearing word that the FBI now conducting searches in other areas right by here.
And what is the sense that you're getting there from neighbors? Because obviously we've now all seen the video of the suspect in the kidnapping of Nancy Guthrie, that masked and armed man at her doorstep sometime between 1:47 and 2:12 in the morning. Are people concerned? Are they worried? Or do they feel that this was so targeted that they don't have to worry?
when you talk to people who live here, it's complete shock that this is happening so close to their home. For some of them, it's literally in their backyard. So again, we know this is a really safe area. This is a really residential area, and a lot of people have said they literally cannot believe that this is happening in their community. I will tell you, just off camera to our left, there's some flowers and candles in honor of Nancy Guthrie. A lot of people here really want to see her come back home.
We're all rooting for that. Caroline Elliott live in Tucson in the Catalina Foothills at Nancy Guthrie's home. Thank you so much, Caroline.
So before the FBI put out that statement, right, the other big news this morning was this other ransom note to TMZ.
That's right. TMZ, as you'll remember, was one of the first media outlets that received the first note, the one that the FBI is taking so seriously along with the Guthrie family. That note reportedly contains some personal information. Well, now TMZ is confirming that today, around 5 o'clock this morning, they received yet another type of ransom note. This one very different, though, because the person who sent it is not claiming they have Mrs. Guthrie, but they say they know who does, and they want money in Bitcoin, of course, to reveal the name of the suspect. Now, just a short while ago, we spoke to TMZ's Charles Latibaudier, who received the email.
It said that they want 1 Bitcoin, but not because they have Nancy Guthrie. It said, we have tried to contact Savannah's brother, Savannah's sister, unsuccessfully, haven't heard from them. So I'm telling you that I want 1 Bitcoin for information about the kidnapper. Not saying that they have any involvement in it, but just saying that they do have information about the kidnapper.
Now, TMZ immediately turning over that email to the FBI. And if you're wondering, 1 Bitcoin today is worth about $66,000. And of course, the big story that we saw yesterday was that person of interest that was detained in Rio Rico. That's a neighborhood about 66 miles south of Tucson. A DoorDash driver who was detained as a person of interest. A search warrant served at his home. He was later released, and no word from the FBI on whether or not that person has been cleared. So many developments, literally almost every hour in the ongoing case. And you can only imagine the emotional roller coaster that the Guthries are on. After all, this is not a story. This is their mother.
It's their life.
It's their life that's playing out on a international stage. Actually got a text message from my cousin in Portugal and said it was headline news there on the Portuguese newscast of what was happening with Mrs. Guthrie.
Gigi, I apologize. I don't remember because there's been so many updates, but regarding that surveillance footage in front of the home with that subject, did we ever find out if that individual walked, or was there ever a vehicle? We never saw a vehicle in that peripheral vision, but do we know?
No, the FBI is really tight-lipped about all the information they're releasing, and that's because when they do catch a suspect or a person of interest, they want to make sure that person has that information that they did not release publicly. So we don't know. The video starts where he and sources tell me detectives, investigators, special agents believe the suspect is a male, although a lot of folks out there think it's a woman. They do think he's a male. It starts with him walking up to the door. But there's so many details in that video that could help someone who knows the suspect identify the person. Take a look right there. Those neoprene gloves. I believe they're neoprene. A lot of people thought they were boxing gloves when the video first came out. These gloves, it's the same material basically. It's a synthetic rubber that wetsuits are made out of. They're sold on Amazon. They're sold in stores. Very common. But that's one detail that the FBI is hoping someone out there will go, oh, wow, I know the person who just bought those gloves and has been acting strangely. And we'll call the backpack, the ski mask. There's just a lot of details that someone who knows that person might be able to identify.
Let's hope there are some good new developments today. Okay, Gigi, thank you. A winter storm bringing heavy rain and snow to Southern California overnight. This caused all kinds of problems on the roadways.
Yeah, Mario live in Westchester with how the 405 is impacting perhaps still your morning commute. What a mess it was, though, a few hours ago.
Yeah, it really was. Roxy and Bob, good morning. Conditions much better than when we started off at 4 a.m. We saw it firsthand, several major traffic issues as rain made a return to the Southland. Take a look. Let's start with this deadly crash here on the 405 in Westchester. Video showing the immediate aftermath just after 2 o'clock this morning. CHP received a call of that solo vehicle rollover on the 405 South at La Tierra. And when crews arrived, they found that white Kia Optima overturned, fully engulfed in flames. The driver and passenger, unfortunately, trapped inside, lost their lives, and that created a huge mess out here. CHP investigators say officers have been very busy on local freeways overnight as rain moved through the area.
Even right now, just a few minutes ago, I don't know if you guys noticed, right behind you guys there was another accident, and most of these accidents occur during rainy weather where vehicles tend to spin out, hydroplane through the rainy roadway. Please slow down, keep it under the speed limit. We suggest a speed of 55 miles per hour, especially during this time.
About a half a mile from that first crash, we showed you another involving 2 drivers that the CHP officer just mentioned. A car overturned on the 405 southbound at the Howard Hughes Parkway exit, shutting it down, creating an even bigger backup this morning. And from traffic accidents to water rescues, let's show you this scene in Agora Hills. Fire crews pulling a driver out from floodwaters on Triunfo Canyon Road around 1:30 this morning. He was trapped inside that Dodge Challenger that became submerged, and this is just one reminder of how quickly floodwaters can rise. And now let's finish off in Brentwood near the Getty Center. A car went off the road from above the 405 around 11:15 last night. It fell about 75 feet, landing in a tree and nearly dropping onto the southbound lanes of the freeway below. Incredibly, everyone inside got out safely and no injuries were reported. Now back out here live, the 405 fully reopened at this hour, but we are tracking more rain in the forecast moving into Southern California early next week. For now, live in Westchester near the 405, I'm Mario Ramirez. Back to you.
Okay, Mario, thank you. El Paso Airport open once again this morning after just hours where the feds mysteriously closed the airspace around it, citing a security threat. Came out of nowhere. The closure was supposed to be for 10 days. Then hours later, the Trump administration said that the threat was from a Mexican cartel drone breaching the airspace. It says those drones had been disabled and the area is once again safe for air travel. El Paso, located across from Ciudad Juarez, and is a major hub for cross-border commerce.
All right, 10:12 is your time. Here's Maria.
Yeah, let's talk about the rain. We had some good downpours, right, overnight and early this morning. It is tapering off. It's improving a lot. Looking at our satellite radar pictures, it's still active, but you can see how it's kind of starting to break apart in the last few frames, and most of the rain is out towards San Diego and parts of the Inland Empire. As we zoom out, the center of this area of low pressure is up to our north, and it is going to continue to move east and weekend, so we will get some drying, and the weekend looks pretty good. Tomorrow, Friday, Saturday, as that low exits, we are looking at some sunshine and drier conditions. Now, when we get to Sunday and next week, a colder storm will drop down the coast. This is going to bring us more widespread rain, a much colder system, so temperatures are really going to take a dive, and quite a bit of snow expected for us here locally, not just in the Sierra Nevada. Temperatures right now ranging from 56 in Pasadena, 58 in Burbank, 59 in Santa Monica, 41 in Big Bear, to that 68 out in Palm Springs. A little bit of leftover rain, like I said, today, but less than 1/10 of an inch of rain, maybe 5/100th of an inch of rain for parts of Corona, 4/100th expected near downtown LA. I'll show you the extended outlook coming up in just a few minutes. Back to you.
Thank you, Maria. At least 10 people dead in a mass shooting at a school and a home in Canada. This happened in Tumbler Ridge, British Columbia. That's about 600 miles north of Vancouver. Investigators say the shooter killed 7 people at the school. The shooter also is dead. Police found 2 other people inside of the home and believe those deaths are connecting to the shooting. At least 25 people are hurt.
The people of Tumbler Ridge remain in a state of crisis following one of the worst mass shootings in our province's and country's history. This is a devastating day for a close-knit community, and the loss being felt is profound.
Police say the shooting suspect has not been identified but will not release the name at this time. An investigation into the motive of the shooting is ongoing. Authorities in Newport Beach are taking some steps to make sure that spring breakers are well behaved this year.
Also, Brooke is in Inglewood, where they are getting things ready for the All-Star basketball weekend.
Hey there, I am right here in Inglewood at Intuit Dome. As you can see all around me, they are getting ready for NBA All-Star Weekend. I am going to give you the details on a fun, free event that you can bring your family to after the break.
And we do have a little bit of traffic left over, but things are improving. Some of the roads are starting to dry up. Good Day LA Traffic is sponsored by My Home Sold as we take a look at one of our live traffic cameras here. This is the northbound 57 at Tonner, and you can see that there's still some volume on the roadway, but it is moving nicely on both the north and southbound sides of the 57. Drive times on that West 10 between the 5 to the 405 headed to Santa Monica, 24 minutes. Northbound 110 between the 405 to the 10, 16 minutes. And on that West 60 between the 57 to the 5, just 27 minutes there. Here's a look at some of the other traffic hotspots.
Hello, I'm Adrian Hernandez with MyHomeSold.com, and we want to buy your house cash. We'll give you a cash offer for your house today. Sell your house the easy way with no commissions, no fees, no repairs. For free, no obligation cash offer. Go to MyHomeSold.com.